Okay, so welcome back. We are continuing going through Increlution. We haven't quite automated the stone yet, but we should be able to very soon. We have automated the cart, so once I do that, that'll just go itself. That's gonna take some time. That's definitely gonna take some time. So we'll do the stone and then the car will do it all itself, so and then everything else will do itself. So we're making good progress. It's been a couple of days since we last done this, so bear with me. So yeah, we're making steady progress, so yeah, we will definitely be able to automate the stone this time, which means once we get to this area, everything will be automated. Well, nearly everything. That hut won't be, but everything else, and that obviously won't be, but everything else will. Because it's good that we're getting that done. It does mean once I get into the next area, I won't actually need to worry about automate. I don't need to worry about doing the bridge. I'll be picking the apples. And as you can see, I've kind of got the PNG tuber working slightly, not perfect, but it works. I've got an idea for a few other models I'm gonna do for them. One with like a tail, so yeah, it's in the pipeline. So let's see. So that's doing the berries. Yep. So that's totally fine. So once all this is done, then we'll be able to do the stone, do the hut, and then Bob's your uncle. We are done with that. And then once everything is all got up to like 20, then I'll fight the spider. So being able to defeat it at least once, which is really good. Right. That and that. Okay, so that's just getting new wood. So yeah, everything is all up to that. So we're doing pretty good so far. So once all of that is got to 20, I'll get the stone, which then I'll get over the threshold to be automated, and then I'll get the huts, and then I don't need to worry about getting the stone again because it will then be able to be automated next time. So we are doing pretty good. We're making slow and steady progress. That is the thing about this game. At first it is slow, but it is an enjoyable game. Just something to like stick on the background at times. Okay, so we can do that and that. So let that just do that. And what's our instinct for that? Instinct is 59. That's not too bad actually. Instinct is at 3, 41, 88. Not bad actually. 24 could be better. 52 pretty damn good. 77 really good. And 67 pretty damn good as well. So that's gonna help us. And that is definitely gonna help us in the next area. I just realised I have a different back. I'm using a different background than the last time. It doesn't matter. So let's see. So yep, that's gonna start on the hut, and it's gonna need to get the wood a couple of times for that. But that's okay. Once we do this a couple of times, then we are gonna be pretty good. Essentially, once we get to the it's once we get to the mine shaft, which is going to take us a couple. It's going to take us quite a bit of time to get to that. That's essentially. It's kind of like in a split path, and things will be a bit difficult going forward. Not impossible though, but it takes time to get to build up the skills to complete some of the stuff, especially some of the especially where is it, the combat, because there's one bit in a bar where you need to have a stupidly high combat to actually complete it, and that is not until late game. At least I think it's late game. I'm sure it's late game. So that is almost finished, I'm sure. Yeah, it needs 10 wood, so we're pretty damn good. Which is gonna knock that down a good bit. Okay, so that's getting the berries. So yeah, that did knock it down a good bit. So that's just gonna get the fish. And I'll just let that do the wood. Even though I don't necessarily need the wood right now, I'm doing it because to build up the instinct skill on that. Because it's helpful to do that. Okay, so then it's just gonna catch the fish. And then we should be ready to fight. And eventually that'll be automated as well. So again, we're doing pretty good. Okay. So I'm hopeful this we'll be able to do this in one go. I'm pretty damn hopeful that we should. So we'll see. This is really gonna take some. Okay, I think we should be able to actually, and it's definitely build up the combat skill. So we're doing pretty good, and then we'll get materials back, or at least our revived materials. So we're pretty good there. So we did do that once. Okay, so that's okay. Let's get the materials. Okay, let it catch the fish and then we'll move on to the next, and then once that's all up, we'll move on to the next area, because yeah, as I was saying there, there's not gonna be any berries in the next area, but there is a tree, and the tree does have apples, so that's gonna help. Right, so that's almost there, and bingo. Okay, now we can move, and that builds up the agility. Right, so let's see. I'm not really gonna worry about building the bridge yet. A reason I'm not is mainly because I want to get the apples first. It's going to be more important for me to get that first rather than, because that's going to be automated as is anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it's just going to be more important that I get this. So that's going to take 358. That's not great, but that's fine. So how many times do I need to do for the bridge? 7 times. Okay, 20 stone, 60 wood. Not great. Kind of figured it would be that though. You made it to the other side of the cave. Lots of apples hang from tree and they look edible. Yes. So we did knock off a good amount of time doing that. Okay. So that's getting us a decent amount of apples, and we're still using our berries that we previously had, which we can't get anymore because we can't go back unless unless the loop starts again. But that's okay, doesn't matter. This is also building up the farming skill, so that is really good. And then we'll get some more fish, and then I'll start to dig the stone. Okay, so how are we doing on that? So yeah, so that's gonna start on the fish. Okay, so that's catching some more fish, so we're doing pretty good. The only problem is our energy is depleting pretty quick. I was hoping it kinda wouldn't have done that, but ew. We're fine. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get the stone. And then once the stone, I've got the max amount of stone, I will then let those get up to 20 and then I'll start on the bridge. So we're doing okay. Not great, but we're doing pretty okay so far. Okay, so that's knocked off one of the apples. That's fine. I figured that was gonna happen soon because our energy is depleting pretty quick as it is, but that's fine. Okay, so that's gonna be up to 20 stone. And I'll just let that catch the fish and do what it needs to. Oh, come on. Okay, and I'll just let it get the apples. Just so I can get everything back that I need. And one apple. Okay, and now I can start on the bridge. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to finish it. That's almost a no-go. But I'm just gonna put that in the action queue. So just let that do what it needs to. So, okay, so it needs a total of 40 wood. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good. All things considered, we'll do pretty good in making progress in this. What? I'll be able to even finish this. I'll finish the bridge. I doubt it. Given our energy is depleting pretty quick, but it's not impossible. But maybe, actually. Actually, we might be able to finish this. Let's see. We actually may be able to finish this. But I don't think we'll be able to cross the lake. I don't think we've got any hope in hell of doing that. But that's fine. I'm just gonna let it continue to do the apples. Just so I can actually build up even more. So this loop is almost finished, but that's a-okay. So we're doing good. And the fish is almost depleted. So that is... We're doing okay, we're getting the materials back. Slowly and surely. But it's not gonna help because we'll run out of energy too fast, so that's a-okay though. It's what I expected, so... But I'm only doing this just so I can build it up more to get it closer to an automation. The closer to get it to an automation, the better, and that way I can automate it eventually. So this one is almost done. Yep, so this lip is just about done, so that's fine. So I got up to over 50. Not bad, actually. Okay, so now we can automate, automate the dig stone, so we'll start on that. So now we're right back at the beginning. So, yep, so that's doing all the wood, so yeah, we're making progress. So, what's our instinct on the farming? Instinct is at 80, 81, 58, 26 is, that's what I figured. 92, really good. 45, not bad. 63 and 5. Yeah, I figured as much that I was going to be fine, but that's going to be built up a lot more later on. Because there's going to be specific ones we can do that will actually help to build it up. That comes later. I think it's after the mineshaft there's going to be ones that will help to build it up. So that's a good bit later on. That's fine. So that's just gathering all the berries and then the wood, and then it should finish the hut, and then it should get into that. So yeah, we're doing all good. You don't actually need to put them all at max. I just do it because it makes things a little bit easier for me. But there are some ones later on where I don't do that. So that should do the campfire. Not sure if this is going to catch the fish or not, I don't remember. Well, maybe it is. So yeah, that's just getting all the fish. Oh, and we knocked off 12 seconds of that, so again, we're doing it. We're making progress for this. Slow and steady progress. So once we get into the next area, the stone will be automated as well. Let's see, yep, so all of it is automated, and that does mean that'll do itself now as well, because that is complete. I was wondering why that was gonna do that. Yep, now goes the stone. So that's going to take a few more times for that. Yep, so there we go. So that should, yep, so now that reached number 10 for that, so that's just gonna do what it needs to. I'm actually going to put that in the action queue right now. So the good thing is that that is still pretty damn low as it is. And we haven't even used any of the fish yet. That's going to be getting used. Yep, so this should start the stone hut. We haven't even used any of the fish yet, so we are actually making very, very good progress. Better than I would have expected, actually. Because it means once we get into the next area, well, actually, once we fight that, we will be using the fish, but that's fine, actually. Because once we get into the next area, we're going to be doing pretty good. Okay, so this should start. Yep. So that's gonna take 50 of that. Okay, that's fine. So it's gonna take 30 of that. Okay, so we did use one fish. Okay, that's fine. So that's should be finished pretty soon. Yes. Okay, so that's only going to take 10 wood. Okay, so we're doing good. Very, very good. And then all of that should go up to 20. So again, very good. Okay, so yep, so that's just getting all of that. So it's gonna get a couple more fish, and then it's gonna get the stone, and so on and so forth. So barely used any of the fish. That's just really good. So yep, let that get up the stone because that'll help for once we get into the next area. And done. Okay, so this should be able to defeat this easily. And then we'll get the berries and fish back, and then we should be good for the area afterwards. Because then I'll get the apples, and then I'll build a bridge. So yep, so that's getting the fish, and just catch some more raw fish. And okay, now we can get into the next area. Again, I'm gonna get the apples first, just that way, for two reasons. That one, I've got revive items, and two, that way I can get it closer for an automation. So let's see. Just let it do the fish and do the apples. And then I'm gonna actually start on the bridge. So I should be able to finish the bridge, and then I'll actually do that again, just put that in the action queue. We're doing pretty good actually to get to this area. We're not to 30 seconds as well. So we're actually doing better than I would have expected. The next area is actually going to be pretty tough though. Because there's another thing you will that I will need to be... Well, you'll be using your combat skill. But there will be revive items. So basically like your fish, etc. But that's where we're going to be getting another skill. The hunting. So that's where it's going to be a little bit complicated. But it should be fine. Okay, so how much more? So close. Okay, so that's almost done. Really good. And we haven't used any of the apples yet, so that's really, really good. Come on. I'm almost there finishing the bridge. Okay. Just get that, and then get everything else back. So that is almost done. I think once we finish this area, unless we get to the next one, I think that will call you for that. Okay, so we can get the apples. So yeah, because we're doing this one for a while, so we'll almost finish it here for this one. Because we made some pretty good progress, especially getting to this area. That is actually really good at 85. Okay, so I can get 2 more apples. Make it 3. Okay, so I should. So yeah, as I mentioned, now we're going to be learning the hunting skill, but I'm not doing that yet. I'm getting the apples because that is going to take some time to get that done, and there'll be no chance of that without getting those. So yeah, so there's the hunting skill. Hmm. 116, so we made some pretty good progress on the apples. Very, very good progress as well. Okay, so I think I was going to call here for this one because we made some very, very good progress, and now we've gotten to this area. So next one we should hopefully be able to start gaining up the hunting skill. So stick around for that, and thank you.